When you ask Josie Johnson to sum up her 23-year career in St. Joseph as a parole officer, she has one word:
Unique. Unique.
Josie started her career in Kansas City, but back in 1995 she decided to move to St. Joseph, and something was pointed out to her about the city by one of her coworkers.
The supervisor at that time said, they've never had a black officer in St. Joseph. And I said, well, they're going to get one.
She says when she first came to St. Joe, she didn't really know what to expect.
He didn't know how they were going to adjust to it, and which put me kind of leery.
But she said her coworkers made her feel welcome almost immediately. But sometimes the general public wasn't so warm.
Struggled with people not wanting to have a black officer supervise them, from being called the N-word to, just kind of struggling to make people recognize that I was there for them.
And she has been. Every day. For 23 years.
I am a PO. I'm a black PO. You don't see that in St. Joseph, so you kind of stand out in the crowd.
She said the job is tough and she has dealt with discrimination, but she takes too much pride in her work to let that bother her.
Because I've learned through this job, it's not who you know or what you know, it's how you treat people. Do I want to be called the N-word? No, but that's a word. That doesn't describe or define who I am as an officer.
Josie's still the only black parole officer, but not the only black person in the entire Department of Corrections in St. Joe. She said she's going to celebrate her career on Christmas Day with a party.
I'm excited.
Knowing she made history.
Hope I made a difference.
For News Press Now, I'm Zach Barrett.
You got to get past that, and you got to work towards the future. The goal is to keep them out in the community, work with them best as you can, because one thing that, as a PO, you have to deal with all kinds of individuals. When you say what's next, I don't know. I just know that this chapter's ready to be closed. Let me put it to you like this. I'm having a reception at my church for my retirement. And that's going to be spectacular because I believe in God. And my motto is God, my family. I thank the community for letting me serve.
Oh, hi.
But Christmas is about Christ. So that's what I'm doing.
You're having your celebration on Christmas.